one of them wants something from you. Not a one of them is your friend. Not one of them. Lewis is not my friend. He's an alcoholic who is a witness to abuse, but he is not my friend. He has shown that he's not my friend. He has shown that alcohol is his only friend. It's sad to see and it's sad to say, but it is the way that it is. I have communication issues from your abuse. My communication issues are a trauma response to your repeated and ongoing abuse. Talking over the victim is abuse. Telling the victim how to think and how to feel is abuse. Expecting the victim to magic up everything that you want is abuse. When you slander somebody's name repeatedly because they didn't give you what you wanted right when you wanted it, you screwed up. When you berate them and treat them like crap for telling the truth, you screwed up. When that person does it back to you, that's when you realize you screwed up. Literally, not one of these people made it about me. They all made it about themselves. Why would you harass somebody like that? Why? Why would you want to stick your nose in somebody else's fucking business like that? How many of these people do I know in real life? Hardly any of them. The people I know in real life didn't give a fuck. They never gave a fuck. And the entire time that I knew them, all they ever did was make excuses and then whine that nobody would help them. Make excuses when other people come to you for help. Talk over them, talk about yourself nonstop, and then you wonder why nobody will fucking help you. How did all of you treat me when I came to you for help before Natalie died? Those of you who claim that you were my friends. Every single one of you made me feel this small. Every single one of you let me know outright you didn't give a fuck what I had to say. You weren't even going to let me speak. You weren't even going to let me tell you what was going on. Literally not one person before Natalie was killed ever allowed me to tell them what's going on. They'd promised that they would listen if I bought this or bought that. Miss Peaches, around Christmas time, 2016. She was gonna listen to me. This is after I've already been assaulted repeatedly and I can't even go to Boulder, all right? For me going to see her, I'm trying to get help stopping ongoing abuse. But she tells me that they need food in the house, so I go out and I panhandle up food. I panhandle up enough money for them to have food in the house. While Joshua Hebert is panhandling up to have enough money to buy more fucking drugs. Miss Peaches was gonna listen. Finally, Hebert went to bed and I could have a one-on-one conversation. Is anyone gonna allow me that? Yeah.
Hey, I got you your package, man.
I can't even remember your name.
It's Kyron.
Kyron.
Yeah. I got some goodies for you, man. I'll allow you to grab these.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was making a video on my YouTube channel about purple too. Only I had
Like I told you, I understand what it's like with the guy with all the not, not have anyone else there to help you out. So, like, I want you to get. My ex-fiance actually died and we got back together. So, yeah, I definitely, I don't blame you for that. Like the bag I got you, it's got a bundle of like different shows in there, and then there's a little jar in there with like the hot sauce stuff. So like if you want to smoke with me shit, and I had money in there, I was like, yeah, I understand. We'll take care of it. Yeah. I'll bring this over with you.
as my house. I pushed these over because, like I said, I can't close my door. Right. Handle's busted.
Oh, damn.
I got to be able to try to hook up my heater, but I got too much stuff in here, and I don't have a staging area to pull everything out, clean it, and put it back.
Yes, exactly. I get that. And now hopefully you'll be a little bit warmer, man. Be able to, eat something and
Shove all that
have a good
wet
day
crap
today.
in the back. Yeah, can you smell the mold in here?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's how it is with my other car too. I got a little car that's just been kind of sitting for the past few months, and yeah, it's got mold all throughout it.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to make you stand there
Oh, no,
with
you're
it.
totally good. But yeah, that goodie's great on top for you too.
Very nice.
Yeah, there's $20 in there, so you get some drinks and shit.
Oh my God, I know what these are.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I had a feeling you might like these.
Yeah, that you know what? When you grow up poor, this stuff is like
Yeah.
this is
Gold.
caviar.
That's
Yeah.
gold right there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Trust me, I know. I've been in tough situations, like I've told you. I mean,
I remember being glad to have Kipper snacks.
yep. Yeah, just anything
Absolutely.
sweet to munch on was nice.
Oh yeah, anything like that, and the crackers are like, because I don't have any teeth. What I got to do is I just pop the top so it'll get some air out, and then I just crush it.
Yep, and just kind of munch on them that way.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, and then there's some sweeter stuff down the bottom.
Oh yes, sir. Granola bars,
Oh yeah.
and looks like the soft ones. Oh my God, they are.
Yep.
Yes. All right, now I'm gonna have to hear your name again because I know it's not Cameron.
No, Kyron.
Kyron.
If it's easier, you can always just call me Kai.
Kai?
Yep.
You know what? That is an easy name to remember.
All right. Well, you're all set up now. Like I said, I want to make sure that you're taken care of. I had a few things to help get you through at least a couple days.
Well, I was gonna try to make it up there by 10 o'clock so that I didn't miss you.
Yeah, no worries.
You
I didn't
came
see
down
you there.
here.
I was like, you know what? We got a few minutes before we gotta go do what we gotta go do. Let's go check a couple other parking lots because he couldn't have made it too far. And I
Yeah.
was like, he's just gonna be in a couple different parking lots. I was like, this is only the second one we checked too. I was like, cool.
The first one over there at Tillamook?
Yeah, I checked the
Yeah.
one right over there at McDonald's. I was like, dang, it's not here. I was like, all right. I was like, let's go check Fred Meyer's.
Yo.
Well, I'm glad I was able to find you and get you something good, man.
Absolutely. I'm going to go talk to the gentleman there, see if it's all right if I give a shout out on my YouTube channel. Because, like, seriously, you guys have prevented me from having so many issues out here.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of people don't consider that when you're homeless, people don't trust you if you're squeaky clean. Even if I don't smoke it, you know, I can at least show people. I got some if I want to smoke it. I don't have to smoke yours. And
Right.
that way, at least, you know, they know I'm a pot smoker, and then
Right,
they're a
exactly.
little more human to me. And
Right. Right.
also, they're less likely to completely keep on pushing it on me, like I'm gonna narc on them for smoking weed if I don't smoke their weed, you know?
Right. But
But
yeah,
come
no,
on,
you
it's legal.
exactly. You take care, man. I got a few errands I gotta go run. Yeah, I want you to be a little bit more, comfortable and have a good day. So,
Yes, sir. Well, you be safe, and I'll probably see you a little later.
all right, sounds good. Take care and be safe as well. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, shit, my back hurts. Oh, fuck. Oh, and corn chips. These are forever. Saltine crackers are the shiznit. That's one of the things people, when they decide to be mean to me, they start throwing it in my face that I must be rich. Because I get disability money, then I must be rich. Now all of a sudden I'm stacked and got tens of thousands of dollars. And hey man, where's your back pay, man? You should have used your back pay for this. You should use your back pay for that. Dude, my back pay all got stolen. People took advantage of me because I didn't have a friend or family member who cared, and I didn't have an advocate, and I didn't have, of course, a guardian. I didn't have anyone who gave a shit. To this day, I have nobody who actually gives a shit. When it comes to actually stopping the abuse, no, I don't. I never did. I had people who, great ideas and all that. Oh, $20 is definitely $20. And I'm definitely going to use it. See, that's the thing about all these people saying, dude, fucking, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Sean, I'll help you. Well, you know what? In all these years of you saying you'd help me, you didn't help me. You didn't try to help me. When I offered you the money, then you pretended like you would. Just a little bit more. You put a tiny bit of effort so that you could say that you did something. So that you could pretend to me that you did something, rather. Sean, you remember when I did this? I remember when you said you was gonna do that. I don't remember you following through. I don't remember you ever speaking up in court. I don't remember any of these things that you claim that you did with the police because I wasn't there and you have no evidence of it. I just have to believe you. And then, of course, there's people like James just wanted to be an asshole if he fucking repeats the same bullshit over and over. For 6 years, you've done the same thing. 6 years, you've done the same... Dude, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking selfish piece of shit. You showed me outright that you didn't give a fuck about anybody but you. Nobody mattered but you. No matter what, you're going to make it about you. Your opinions. Your ideas. You won't stop talking long enough to find out what's going on. You just want to treat me like shit and talk the fuck over me. And that's all James did. Everything I said to him went in one fucking ear and out the other. Or turned into a fucking big old long rant and ramble about himself. That doesn't help anyone. Now, he kept going off about his bullshit. Never listening, too busy going off about his bullshit. Then he tries telling me that he was harmed by Lola just the other day. Well, let's do something about it. Well, it wasn't just the other day, apparently. It was a long fucking time ago, apparently. It was 3 years ago, apparently. Apparently, this stuff with him and Lola happened in 2020. Apparently, he's not still being victimized over it. So his comparison doesn't exist. His need to be heard, for him to make it about him over and over and over again. Oh, and about all these people who want to talk about how they're over it, they're over it, they're over it. He is not over it. These people want to give advice that they're not following themselves. If you ain't following that fucking advice, why are you giving it to others? Are you really that stupid? It's a serious question. Then you don't stop to consider the expenses. Oh, you claim you know about them and you understand them, but then you're going to throw it in my face. You're going to pretend that because I get disability money, because I'm disabled, that I'm a bad person. So it's not about helping the victim, it's about your jealousy issues. You're jealous that a disabled person is getting disability? Really? You're jealous of a disabled person getting disability. Why don't you try getting disability? Why don't you try getting disability? You want to throw your disabilities in my face? I'm willing to help you get your disability. But I'm not gonna help you get your disability. You're not gonna ask for my help getting disability, and those of you who did, you didn't want my help. You said you wanted my help. I said, all right, I'll help. And then you went and did it on your own and you got turned down again. Well done. Well done. Someone calling themselves 9293 type, hello, I hope you're doing okay. I'm not doing okay, obviously. I've been through 6 years of hell, and every single person who claimed to be my friend and claimed to love me and claimed to care about me showed that they don't. They only care about themselves. It's only about what they want me to do. I do what they want me to do or they will harm me. That is the direct message that every single one of them has sent with their actions. Their words don't mean shit because their actions did not follow suit. Now, for me, being victimized repeatedly for trying to turn in these crimes against me, and then also being told they're not crimes if other people commit them against me. Really, if it's not a crime, watch this. If I do it, somehow magically it's against the law, isn't it? None of the legal protocols were followed. None of them. Nobody cared. It would have taken a friend or family member actually caring, not being just fucking lip service. Not making it about them. Not treating me like I'm a selfish person because I'm asking them to tell the truth. Miss Peaches can be as angry as she wants. She was going to help me. She was also a witness to a shit ton of situations where I did try to get help over and over again, just from her. That's just from her alone. over half a dozen occasions before Natalie was dead that I went to Miss Peaches for help in person. It wasn't until December that she finally got off her fat ass and did something. Something other than talk over me and treat me like shit. But then, the moment Natalie disappeared, she went right back to being the same selfish fucking cunt. Telling somebody pretty words is not the same as telling the fucking truth or helping them turn it in. For over a year before Natalie was killed, with me taking all that abuse from people like Tim Beeson, Ted Bollinger, and I don't know if Ted Bollinger is one of the people who called me up to threaten me before Natalie was killed. I don't. Matter of fact, as far as I know, he didn't even know I existed until I exposed him with his daughter's email from 2016. I sure knew who he was. Also, you got to hear there with James. He knows Rebecca Gross Nickel Foley. When's the last time you checked in on her? Years ago, when she was still in Hawaii. That's the last time he pretended to care about her. When it comes to abuse against at-risk adults, this is why it happens. It's not that we don't go to people for help. It's that we are abused and talked over and treated like we're retards every single time. People pretend to care, but then when they realize that you actually have to do something to turn in a fucking predator, all of a sudden they're too fucking lazy. An at-risk adult, especially a male at-risk adult, especially on the streets, cannot turn in abuse against them by themselves. They need a friend or family member to care, or they will be treated as if they are a junkie and a fucking nut job by the hospitals, by the police, by any first responder. This hatred for the homeless is nationwide. I have zero respect for any person of any color who looks away to the abuse of at-risk adults out here on the streets. But you also get to see situations like with Claire. No matter how much she said, if I do this or I do that, then she'll help me how I need. If I do this and I do that and I expend my resources towards this and towards that and towards the other, then she'll help me how I need. She'll actually listen to me this time. And every single time, well, she went and did something else, didn't she? Every single time. It doesn't matter to me what your excuses are. What matters to me is that you keep on doing it. You keep perpetuating it. What matters to me is that you go out of your way for a complete stranger that you are hoping to have sex with. Oh my God, you'll bend over backwards for that person. Sometimes for years. But you will literally ignore your friends the entire time. They aren't important anymore because you're getting laid. Gross. When you talk over the victim, you let them know that you don't care about them as a human being. You let them know that their experience doesn't matter to you. that the way that they feel doesn't matter to you. Every single person who claimed to be my friend went out of their way to try to shame me for having emotions. To try to shove emotions on me that I don't even fucking have. To blame me for the harm that other people brought upon them. No. You take it out on the person who fucking did it to you. If people are threatening your life, you take it out on those people, not on their fucking victims. These people threatened to kill me and my family first, and I told you that. Not that any of you fucking cared. To this day, none of you care. You only care about yourselves. You are selfish people. You are the most anti-American thing that there is. We, the people of the United States of America, in order to create a more perfect union, a more perfect union. Is that to denote that it's perfect to begin with? No, it's not. It's to denote that we should always strive for perfection. And perfection, as far as the Constitution goes, means standing for a moral code. Standing for morals that don't actually exist. I mean, every American wants to pretend that they're a Disney princess who can do no wrong, right? Every American wants to pretend like they're rich. Their ship just hasn't come in yet. You guys, instead of listening to male victims, you go out of your way to pretend that their lives are perfect because they got a dick. That they must have chose it because they got a dick. That it's their fault that they're abused because they got a dick. It's my fault you abused me because Ted Kaczynski, right? It's my fault because the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, right? It's my fault. You use the term mentally ill to try to peg people as violent monsters. And people become actual violent monsters to those people. You make everybody in America paranoid of the mentally ill. Most of y'all don't even recognize that what you've been diagnosed with is a mental illness. You were diagnosed with depression. Oh, that could never be used to hurt you. Yes, it can. The fact that you have ever been depressed means that you can have your fucking kids taken from you at any point in time for no fucking reason. There is nothing free about the United States. This is Naziville to the max. Yeah, you sell to the world that you're these liberal people lovers, but you're not. None of these people cared about anything except for money. That's all Peaches cared about. That's all Tabitha Michelle Cook cared about. That's all my sister cared about. If it wasn't money, it was control. When it comes to having a friend or family member that I can trust, an advocate that I can trust, I don't have any such thing. That's the biggest issue with James there. It was all about him. Trying to get him to stop and listen to me was impossible. So I hoped he'd watch those videos, at least one or two of them. The most important one was the Marcia Estrada video. But he was too busy being an asshole to me. Didn't even finish the video before typing a bunch of assholery at me. Going out of his way to redirect it and deflect it. Literally not listening to the victim. Fuck this goddamn country. 9293 typed, I'm really sorry about that. I hope you get justice. How about don't type you're fucking sorry and help me get justice? I'm tired of the I'm fucking sorries. What that denotes to me is that you're a pussy. You're a coward. You're not going to do anything to help. You're going to come here and type shit at me. And then 6 months down the road, when you're still typing shit at me and I get sick of your fucking shit and tell you to go away, then you're going to come through and start being an asshole to me. That's what I'm sorry denotes to me. It denotes you're not going to do jack shit. I want to believe you. But it's people looking away that allows this shit to happen. When people say they're sorry, I've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of I'm sorries out of people, and it's just insulting. That's all it is. At first, I took those I'm sorries as best as I could. But I'm sorry is not good enough. I'm sorry tells me that you're not going to do anything about it. It's just entertainment. I don't need I'm fucking sorries. I need a friend or family member to help turn it in. Just as I did before Natalie was killed. Everybody just want to argue. No, that's the only way to do it when you're a disabled person. Friend or family. (9293) typed, is there a way we can help you? Yes, there are a lot of ways you can help me. Number one, you can speak out. You can speak out about this treatment, not just against the disabled, but specifically what I've had to go through for the last 6 years. You can coordinate with me so that you can actually look at and listen to a lot of the evidence that I can't post up on YouTube because it'll get my YouTube destroyed. When you look up the name Natalie Bollinger, you get to hear a lot of slander about me. You look up my name and it's a bunch of bullshit that ain't true. I didn't type that shit. Some fucking wingnut that doesn't even fucking know me typed that shit. Now, my friends who know me in real life, they're not my friends. They wanted to tell me what a nice guy I was, and what a great guy I was, and what an honest guy I was. Don't fucking tell me. Tell the fucking public, you pieces of shit. The public are the ones that are fucking harming me. This is all about public opinion. Never had anything to do with justice, not for me or for Natalie. Natalie's predators slandered my name and harmed me greatly for it, and you guys harmed me for them over and over again. You pretend to care. It's not rocket science to say that you can speak up. It's not rocket science. It's called protest. If you're so sorry about how I'm being treated, then protest how I'm being treated. Speak Speak up where and when you can. If it's only 5 minutes a day, at least it's 5 minutes a day and it's consistent. The number one thing that I need is a friend or family member to back me up. All these folks, their words show that they should have backed me up because I did tell the truth. From Kayla Trujillo, to Brandon Ratner, to Veronica Bruce, Joanna Taylor. These are all friends that I went to for help about the abuse from Natalie Bollinger and her fucking hangers-on for over a year before she was killed. And after she was killed, what were they? Fucking crickets. I had to record their voices and put it on fucking YouTube because they were too cowardly to help put it in court. So I need that information shared. Girl Interrupted typed, please don't block me. I'm not blocking you, Girl Interrupted. I need help turning in this repeated abuse. Without someone to help me turn it in, I have to be too afraid to go in alone. Because of what repeatedly happens when I have to go in alone. I am abused for going in alone. I am talked down to. I am talked over. I am treated like I am a fucking nobody. I gave out my phone number to a lot of people who promised that they were going to listen to me and help me to turn it in. And a lot of them ended up giving it to predators who called me over and over and over and over and over again. And there is so much evidence of this on my YouTube channel. But if I send it to you in an email, if I send you the links, if I send you the messages with me and Natalie, are you ever going to try sharing them? Are you actually going to share it, or are you going to pretend for 3 goddamn weeks that you're eventually going to? While everything that I have to worry about being taken. It's hell. All right, so here it says, listening to you talk, this has been really helpful. So thank you. I promise that whenever I get the chance, whenever you get the chance, no, when you make the chance, that's how you show that you care. You make the time. When Caitlin Tatum said that she didn't have the time, and she literally did that for 6 years, no, in 6 years' time, you can make the time. When it comes to an at-risk adult, it needs to be done immediately. When it comes to turning in their predators, they need a friend or family member to help them to turn it in person and back them up. If they can't do it in person, then they can do it over the phone with the victim, always with the victim. Never do anything on behalf of the victim without their permission and without being fully honest with them about your intent and what you're doing. Anyway, it says, I promise that whenever I get the chance, I'll speak out against the abuse and discrimination people like you receive. Not people like me, but me in specific. See, that's the problem about the disabled. You guys don't help the disabled. You don't help the disabled the way that you do when it's a situation like with Gabby Petito. You very specifically share about Gabby Petito. With Natalie Bollinger, you very specifically shared about Natalie Bollinger. With me, you talk about hobos in general. Well, thank you, that's not help. It says, if I could support you personally, I would, but I can't do that, unfortunately. What kind of support are you talking about? Because you can support me by speaking out. Oh, 9293 is retracting messages. Makes it difficult to trust people when they do that. If you're talking about supporting me financially, I don't need you to support me financially. I need you to look at evidence and speak up. As far as making phone calls with me, that is the most important thing as far as turning it in, is do it with them. Don't do anything on their behalf. If you try to do something on their behalf or call someone on their behalf, you need to record it and they have to have access to it. Otherwise, the police get to do what they did in my case, which is just pretend that none of it ever happened. Oh, 9293. Destroying another message. I already took screenshots of them, 9293. Destroying all your messages doesn't do any good. They're already screenshotted. That's the thing, you can't help out if you're a coward, and that's about the most cowardly thing that you can do. Be true to your words. Don't hide them like a coward. That's what my friends wanted to do. They wanted to lie to me. That's right. They wanted to tell me they were going to do things they never intended on doing. They never kept their word to do those things. Then they want to tell me about how they gave me a sandwich. Yeah. So what do you want, Girl Interrupted? Do you want to try to make me feel bad again? Do you want to berate me for needing help? You want to treat me like I'm a bad person for being angry? Or tell me that I'm not angry at you? I'm angry at a lot of people, and you're one of them. Angry and hateful are not the same. I don't hate you or anywhere close to it. But at the same time, if you're a victim of this stuff yourself, and you've been through it, and you know how it feels, then why would you make somebody else feel that way? Why would you make somebody feel like they're not important enough to help turn it in? If it hurts you so badly when people do it to you, why do it to others? I'm sure you've probably noticed that I do many of the things that people did to me that were so mean and cruel. I'm sure you've noticed that I do those things back. I'll make sure you know exactly how I feel every time you do that to me. That is exactly how I feel. You don't like it back. None of you like it back. How does it feel when I assume the worst in you? How does it feel when I tell you that you must deserve it? And all of you that I make those videos about, all of you know I don't think that way. All of you know I don't feel that way. Every single one of you knows that I am doing that as an example so that you understand how it feels. Even though it's only a tiny portion of what I'm going through. You still can't handle it the way you expect me to handle it. Even that little bit there is so much that most of you start becoming predatory immediately. Highly predatory, not dismissive predatory. Now, when you're a person's caretaker or caregiver, and they're coming to you about abuse, that makes it even a lot worse. But I don't have one of those. I never have. I was having some pretty severe back spasms today in Starbucks. You guys seem to have these ideas. Oh, well, Sean didn't do what I wanted him to do. When I made it all about me, Sean put me in check. So I'm going to pretend like he's not disabled now. That'll make me feel better. I'll just say, oh, Sean, you just need to get a job. Oh, Sean, you can walk, so you're not disabled. Literally any excuse to treat somebody like shit. Treat somebody like they're not a human being. I didn't make this channel for anyone's entertainment. I made it to try to stop abuse against at-risk adults, children, women, black folks, white folks, red folks. I made this channel to protest how wrong it is that we're only focusing on colored victims. We're only focusing on female victims. We're only focusing on victims who have houses. While you tell me how I should feel sorry for every single black person out there. While you tell me I should feel sorry for every woman out there. Reality is, I feel sorry for you because you're too dumb for words. If you've been victimized, nobody would help you turn it in. Why? Knowing how crappy that feels. Why would you do that to another victim? Knowing how crappy it feels when you went to your mom, when your dad raped you. You go to your mom and you tell her about it. And she made you feel this small for coming to her for help. Made you feel like nothing, and what'd you do? You start cutting on yourself. And then from there on in, I can tell which one of yous are cutters. You're too afraid to even try when it's somebody else who's trying to turn in the abuse. Because you already know that term mentally ill and how it's used. You automatically tell me, Sean, it's not going to work. They're not going to listen to me. Well, guess what? Danica Garner, mentally ill, drug addict, child abuser, and they listen to her. Ted Bollinger, rapist, drug dealer, child molester, an incestuous SOB, woman beater, felon, repeated felon, violent felon, repeatedly busted with illegal firearms and let out again and again and again and again. While I was abused and harmed repeatedly, I literally had to break the law because not one of my friends wanted to help. They wanted to fill me full of lip service and talk about themselves and their problems nonstop. If you care, then care. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't say you're going to help them turn it in, help them turn it in. Don't say that you care if you only care in the entertainment way. If you care about an abused victim, help that victim turn it in. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about story time. Don't make it about your 10,000 ideas you had in the 5 minutes since you fucking bothered to try starting to listen. Because you haven't listened. You haven't shut up. And the longer it takes to get you to shut up and listen, the more abuse I have to go through. And the longer I'm going to need you to shut up so you know what's going on. So stop pretending that talking over the victim is help. It's not. Stop pretending like typing pretty shit at them is help, because it's not. None of that stops the abuse. None of that helps the victim. making excuses that people won't listen to you because you're mentally ill. Well, that's the point of working together. My predators, nearly all of them, have a long history of mental illnesses. Violent people with violent histories. And who doesn't have a violent history? That'd be Sean David Schwartz. No matter how many kids got physically violent with me in Lodgepole High School, I didn't fight in school. I waited until after. We can do this off school grounds. Just you and me if you want to try it. Nope. They'd only do it in school when they knew I wouldn't friggin' hit them back. And of course, they did it as groups. At least 3 or 4 students at a time. All picking on me because I'm different. Going out of their way to do it every single day, while the teachers would walk right by hearing it happening. Seeing these kids flicking quarters at me. Once in a while, one of the teachers might tell them to stop. No disciplinary action. That's the problem with being disabled. You don't matter to anybody. Parents don't want you. You're not perfect. Looks like Girl Interrupted is gone. Yep.